Get started, and I'm gonna have us start today laying down on our backs for a change. So go ahead and just lay down in any way that feels comfortable for you. You can bend your knees, feet on the ground, maybe feet together, knees apart. You can rest your arms by your sides or bring one hand to your heart space, one hand to your belly. So just get into a position where you feel like you can really give your weight to the ground, to the earth, or you can let go. And then take a moment and just feel the support of the ground underneath you that's always there. Feel its stability and allow it to hold you completely. And with your eyes closed, start to bring more attention into your body. So noticing how you feel this morning, physically, energetically, even emotionally. Start to notice the rise and fall of your breath. And let's just drop into our practice with 3 great big deep breaths. So next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can. Hold at the top. Sip in just a little bit more. And big open mouth sigh, release. And 2 more like that. Inhale, fill up. And feel as your breath just expands into all the little spaces inside of you, this prana, this life force energy. Hold in fullness, seal it in. And when you're ready, big exhale, let it go. Do that one more time. So biggest inhale of your morning thus far. Wake your body up from the inside. Hold. And when you're ready, big open mouth sigh, release. Let it go. Seal your lips gently now. And begin to cultivate Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose, gentle constriction in the back of your throat. And make this breath strong and powerful. So if I were to even just look at you, I would be able to see whether you're inhaling or exhaling based on what your body is doing. So each time you inhale, your chest, your ribs, your belly get bigger, they inflate. Each time you exhale, everything hugs back in. You empty all the way out. Your belly button pulls down towards the ground. So take as long as you want, just laying here, connecting with your breath. And eventually draw your knees in. So keep your breath going, but just draw your knees in towards your belly and start to rock gently from side to side. So just nice little rock. You could also grab hold of your kneecaps and kind of circle your knees through space. So tracing the outline of your sacrum against the ground. So take just a moment, massaging your low back out against the earth. And then nice and easy, just let your knees fall over to the right, reach your left arm out to the left. So a nice, easy supine twist. We'll hold for just about 3 breaths here. And I think this always feels good in the morning. Feels good at night, feels good in the morning, really feels good all the time. So take a moment to just feel into it. Feel your spine. Maybe you hear a couple of cracks. That's okay. That's good. Breathe down into your belly. We're not going to hold it super long. So once you've taken about 3 breaths, slowly transition to the other side. So as you come through center, take just a moment to neutralize your spine and your pelvis, either rocking side to side or giving your knees a big squeeze. And then knees go to the left, right arm reaches out to the right. It's nice and easy. You can maneuver your hips around a little bit if that feels better. Breathe down into your belly, so big ujjayi breaths. And then I'll leave it up to you, so stay here as long as you want. So you feel pretty much even on both sides, no rush. But then eventually come back to center. And this time I'm going to grab hold behind my thighs. You can grab the fronts of your shins, or you can even just reach your arms straight up towards the ceiling. This time we're going to rock forward and back. So we're going to massage out the length of our spine. Curl in and hollow out your belly. So you want a little bit of core engagement here. And as you rock, try to build some momentum, but stay in control. So at any time, if you wanted to, you could stop right where you're at. And if you want to play, you can even play with balancing in boat pose for a moment, and rolling it back down. What we're going to do from here is something super crazy. We're going to rock all the way up to standing, and if possible, try not to use your hands. So if you want to watch me first and then try it, and this took me forever to be able to do it, and I haven't done it in so long, so I don't even know if I can. We're going to rock all the way up, plant our feet, and then stand up. So try that without using your hands if possible. And if you want, you can take a couple tries. If you don't make it the first time, try again. Sometimes it helps to cross your ankles. And then once you're standing, just stand at the top of your yoga mat in mountain pose. And usually when I teach that in a public class, everybody laughs because most people, it's hard. So don't feel bad if you couldn't do it on your first try. So arms down by your sides, palms face open, and then just stand with awareness. Stand with intention and attention. Close your eyes for a moment. Feel the soles of your feet rooting down. Even imagine roots growing out of the soles of your feet. And then lengthen through your spine, draw up through the crown of your head. Soften your face, soften your shoulders. Let's take a big inhale right here. If there's an intention you want to bring into your practice, think of breathing it in. Fill yourself up with it. And then when you're ready, big, huge exhale, send it out into the universe. Ujjayi breath. Inhale, arms to the sky. Let's flow. Exhale, slow swan dive down. So lead with your heart, lengthen your spine, then fold. With your inhalation, find your halfway lift, spinal extension. And exhale, release, forward fold. From the press of your feet, rise to stand. See if you can lead with your heart to come up. So reverse swan dive. Inhale, stretch your arms up, maybe gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, just like that. So flowing with breath. Inhale, high mountain. And exhale, take it down nice and easy. Think of sticking your butt out behind you, but keep your weight forward in your feet. With your inhale, spinal extension. How much length can you create? Exhale, let it go. Bow in. Now press into your feet, lead with your heart, rise up. Inhale, stretch your arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, this time inhale, take your arms to the sky. And let's exhale, bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers. If that feels like too much, you can always grab opposite elbows instead. Roll your shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades hug your spine, and if you can, start to reach your hands back away from your body. Maybe even at a little baby back bend, so lift your heart up as you reach your knuckles down. Keep a little tone in your belly. Take one more big inhalation here. Hands stay clasped. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Take it all the way down into your forward fold. We're going to hold for about 3 rounds in our forward fold with our fingers interlaced.
So let your neck relax, let your head be heavy. If it's helpful, bring a deeper bend into your knees. Keep your weight slightly forward in your feet. Lift your butt high, lift your knuckles high. If you want to shake your head yes or no, go for it. So try to really relax through your neck. Head is heavy. Feel that space you're creating in the front of your shoulders. Work it. Breathe into it. Take one more inhale. And with your exhale, bring your hands to your low back first and then release your clasp nice and easy. Inhale to a halfway lift. So I'm going to bring my fingertips to the fronts of my shins. You do whatever feels best for you. Nice and long through your spine. Exhale, fold. And then this time, let's plant our hands and take it back to a plank position. So top of a push-up. You're welcome to come to your knees if you feel like modifying today. Take a great big inhale at the top. Little tiny rock forward so you come onto your tippy toes, and then exhale, lower halfway down. Don't let your shoulders roll forward, don't let your belly drop. Inhale, press back up, high plank. Do that one more time. Exhale, your little rock forward, lower halfway. Strong arms, strong belly, even strong legs. Inhale, press up. So think super slow motion. This time exhale all the way down to your belly. Good job, you guys. Grow into any back bend of your choice this morning. So maybe you want a Spider-Man cobra, baby cobra, full cobra, sphinx, up dog. Give yourself a moment to just kind of explore. Maybe gaze side to side or move a little bit from side to side. Invitation to close your eyes and just go inward. And then as you are ready, we will meet back in downward facing dog. You can get there however you want. Just transition with awareness. So once you're back in your down dog, take a moment to kind of explore. So for the first few breaths, let go of your alignment and just feel into your body. Stretch in whatever way feels good. So if it feels good to round your spine, maybe lift your waistline really high, push the ground away. Anything that calls to you. Maybe you bend one knee really deeply, then the other. So sometimes I even like to think of doing a little dance from the position of down dog. So just moving my body in any which way I can, feeling into this posture. What feels good here, what feels strong here, and then what might feel tight or sore or stiff. And then as you're ready, just begin to settle in. So do start to bring more awareness to your alignment. Make sure your hands are nice and wide, at least shoulder width distance apart. Spread your fingers wide. Lift from your center. So that invisible rope that I always talk about is pulling up on your belly button, tugging towards the back of the room you're in. You can have a little or a big bend in your knees. Just make sure you have length in your spine. So if you can keep your spine long and then start to work your legs towards straight, awesome. But your spine comes first. Big breaths. Fill up every little space inside of you with those big spacious inhales. Each time you exhale, see if you can find your center, find emptiness, find stillness at the bottom. Let's take one more inhale into our down dog. And then exhale, gaze forward, step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold, top of your yoga mat. Once you've arrived, find your spinal extension, nice and long, breathe in. Exhale, fold, bow in. Press into your feet, lead with your heart, rise up. Inhale, stretch your arms to the sky, maybe even a little gaze up. Nice, you guys. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, inhale, take your arms to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands behind your back just like we did before. Interlace your fingers. This time, we're going to take this into a chair pose. So as you reach your hands back away from your body, if that's available to you, Bend your knees, weight in your heels, stick your butt out behind you. So I always feel really awkward in this kind of chair pose. I feel like my belly just automatically lets go. So think of drawing navel to spine, keeping that little tone of your low abdominals. Notice if you're rounding forward and looking down. Try to stay lifted and open through your heart. Get a little deeper in your legs if you can. Take one more full round of breath in your chair. And then end of your exhale, keep your clasp, forward fold. Keep your clasp, halfway lift, breathe in. So as you lengthen, really squeeze your back muscles around your spine. Stick your butt out behind you, broaden your sit bones. Exhale, fold. Again, one more time, we're gonna take 3 rounds with our fingers interlaced. So see if you can start to find just a little more opening in your shoulders. Neck is relaxed, head is heavy. Weight slightly forward in your feet. Lift your butt, lift your sit bones as high as you can. Maybe shake your head yes or no. Give me one more round. End of your exhale, hands to low back, release your clasp. This time we'll go straight to our plank pose. So plant your hands, step back to plank. All right, listen here. From plank position, we're gonna come down to our forearms, forearm plank. So elbows under shoulders, forearms parallel, palms face down, fingers spread wide. Draw your belly button in and up. If you wanna stay here, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, keep your right forearm rooted, roll onto the baby toe edge of your right foot, left arm to the sky. So coming into a forearm side plank. Option to reach your left arm forward, option to float your left leg up. Press down through your right forearm so you're not sinking into your shoulder. Lift through your right side abdominals, those oblique muscles. Good. If you want to try this is just an option. Left tiptoe step back behind you, forearm wild thing. Allow your heart to open. Allow your right shoulder to open. Wherever you're at, give me one more deep breath. End of your exhale, back to a forearm plank. And then from your forearm plank, one arm at a time, press back up to your high plank position. So palms to the ground. Big inhale at the top. Exhale to slowly lower. All right. Spider-Man Cobra, bring your hands out wide, lift to your fingertips, elbows face the sky. Lift your chest up. And then this time, bend your left knee, right leg stays straight. Roll onto the outside of your right hip. So think of a scorpion tail with your left leg. Now dip your right shoulder down towards the ground a little bit. Feel that stretch there. If you want to take it deeper, reach your left tiptoes up towards your right fingertips behind you. Keep your belly toned. Let your right shoulder move towards the ground. Keep pressing into your left fingertips. Take one more deep breath. Nice work, you guys. End of your exhale. Come back and release, lower down. Hands frame your mid-ribs. Press up to just tabletop, hands and knees. All right. So take a moment, spread your fingers nice and wide. Push the ground away with your hands so your arms are strong. Back of your neck is long. Draw your belly button in and up. So already you should feel strong and stable here. As you breathe in, right arm forward and left leg back, spinal balance. All right, so this is a little bit different. You're going to bring your right hand to your right hip, right hand to right hip, and then think of pushing your right hip back and start to turn your upper body to the right. Eventually, see if you can reach your right arm to the sky. So what we're doing is just like a revolved half moon pose, but we're on our hand and our knee. So start to build that muscle memory. Squeeze your inner thighs. Twist from your center. Reach up like you're trying to touch the ceiling with your right fingertips. Now listen, from here, bend your left knee. Reach back, grab hold of your left foot. Kick foot into hand. Pull hand into foot. See if now you can gaze forward and lift your heart up higher. So think of squaring your shoulders off. Hug in with your inner thighs, tone through your low abdominals, spread your toes. Kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. Take 2 more rounds. You guys are awesome. Last big breath, fullest expression. End of your exhale, release spinal balance. So inhale, re-extend, neutralize your spine. Exhale, lower your hand and your knee to the ground. And then we're going to extend our left leg out to the left. All 10 toes face directly forward. So it's like you're in a half wide-legged straddle position. On an in-breath, reach your right arm out to the right and all the way up. You can lift up to your left fingertips if that's helpful. Try to touch the ceiling, open up. Exhale, thread your right arm underneath you. Reach through as far as you can. So like you're trying to grab hold of your left big toe with your right peace fingers. And that is an option if you want to take it, if it's available to you. Otherwise, go wherever you'd like. Maybe your left arm wraps behind you. Maybe you press down with your left hand, kind of use that as leverage. Big spacious breaths into your upper back, mid back, and low back. Soften through your face, unclench your jaw. Take every single exhalation all the way to emptiness. Good job, my friends. Give me about 2 more rounds. If your left hand is lifted, bring it back to the ground. And then next time you inhale, unthread your right arm, reach it all the way up to the sky, follow with your gaze. Maybe even take an extra breath here. And then as you're ready, right hand to the ground. Bring your left knee back down. Take it back to downward facing dog. Big, deep Ujjayi breaths. Reconnect. Maybe you pedal out your heels for a moment. Just feel into your right side and your left side. Notice your right arm, your right shoulder compared to your left arm. Your right leg compared to your left leg. And if it feels the same, that's fine. We're just noticing. There's no right or wrong answer here. Next time you inhale, take your right leg to the sky. So for this one, hips are square, inner thighs face each other. Notice if you got lazy in your left leg. Lift through your left butt cheek, and if your left heel is pressing down towards the ground, see if you can lift up to the ball of your left foot. So it feels like if you wanted to, you could bend that left knee and pounce forward at any second. There's energy in your left leg. Now, as you lift higher onto the ball of your left foot, can you take your right leg just a little bit higher? Make it straighter, stronger, more powerful. Take one more inhale. Exhale, right knee to your left elbow or as close as you can come. Inhale, three-legged dog. Take it back up. Exhale, right knee to your right elbow or as high as you can get on your arm. If you want to add a push-up, you're welcome to. Don't let your butt drop down. Inhale, three-legged dog. And then last one, knee to your nose. So scoop out your belly, and then as soft as you can, step your right foot to the top of your mat. So you're in a low lunge position. Left hand is going to stay on the ground, or if you have a block or a book or a water bottle you're using, awesome. Right arm to the sky, revolve lunge. So twist from your center. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Big, deep breaths. Reach up like you want to touch the ceiling with your right fingertips. Imagine you're trying to drag your right hip towards the back of your mat, but at the same time, your right knee is hugging towards your left armpit. Take 2 more rounds. You can use your left hand against the ground as a little bit of leverage to deepen your twist. Awesome job, you guys. Last big breath. Now listen, end of your exhale, unwind, bring your right hand down to the inside of your right foot, walk your right foot out to the width of your yoga mat. Bring your back knee down ever so gently. So if you need extra cushion, you're welcome to use a blanket, a sweatshirt. You can double up the side of your mat, fold it over. Now I'm going to give you a few options. So your first option from here is to just work your hips. So you would do that by just lowering your upper body towards the ground. Make sure you're not leaning over to the left. You're pushing your weight to the right. So that's option one. Option two is a little twist here. So left hand on the ground, and then your right arm's going to reach up and then back. So this is where you can stay if you want. Final option, bend your left knee, reach back, grab hold of your left foot. And I go for the pinky toe edge, it's up to you. From here, see if you can start to open up. So crawl your left hand slightly forward, and then kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot, roll onto the baby toe edge of your right foot. So that front foot, allow your hip to open. Keep your ankles strong. Cat grabs its tail. Think of opening your heart to look up at the sky. Let your right shoulder open. So your pose, your expression, wherever you feel like you're getting the most benefit, be there. Take about 3 more rounds. If you're in cat grabs its tail, you want to take 1 more step, lower down to your left forearm. Open up even more. Everybody breathe down into your hips. Last couple rounds, exhale out your mouth if you'd like. Nice work. If you're holding onto your back foot without slingshotting it out, slowly, gently release. Everybody unwind, so hands down. And then walk your right foot back to midline. So you want to frame your right foot with your hands. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Root into your right foot and just step your back foot forward nice and easy. All right, now listen. So you're in a forward fold. I want you to bring your right tiptoes behind your left heel. So it's as if you're standing on a balance beam now. Right tiptoes to the back of your left heel. Root down through your right foot, especially your back foot, and then start to crawl your hands over to the left. So you can kind of take them just as far as feels right to you. So once you feel like you've reached your edge, stay there and breathe. Stay rooted through your back foot and root into the inner edge of your back foot. Gently pull your right hip towards the back of your mat and then relax your neck. Let your head be heavy. So think of sending your breath up your right side and then all the way down the back of your right leg. Good job, my friends. Give me about 2 or 3 more rounds. Soft through your face. Keep lifting your butt, your sit bones up. Pulling your right hip back ever so gently. Last round. And then you're going to keep your feet exactly as they are. So on that balance beam, on that tightrope, but bring your hands back to center. All right, with your feet on a balance beam, inhale to a halfway lift. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Stick your butt out behind you. It's a little balance challenge. Exhale, fold. Now press into your feet. Reverse swan dive to stand. Keep your feet on your balance beam. Inhale, take your arms to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart. Step your right foot up next to left. So back to your mountain pose. Nice work. Inhale, reach up. This time, exhale, chair pose. Bring your arms to cactus. So rather than rounding forward and looking down, I want you to think of pressing your arms back and your chest straight forward. Arms back, chest forward. Now notice what happened to your belly. Did it let go? Draw navel to spine. Find that tone through your low abdominals. You want to feel your back muscles squeezing around your spine. See if you can sit down a little bit lower. Now, listen, you're not going to change anything. You're simply going to hinge at your hips, bring your spine parallel to the ground. So hinge at your hips, spine parallel to the ground. Once you get there, press your arms up and your chest down. Feel your back muscles squeeze around your spine. Try to soften through your face and your neck. Stay here or slowly straighten your legs by lifting your sit bones up and pressing the tops of your thighs back. Don't let your spine round. Now, if you want a great big challenge, see if you can reach your arms straight forward like you're doing warrior 3 with your arms. Don't let your spine round. Take one more big, huge inhale. And exhale, let it go. Take just a moment. Shake your head yes or no. Halfway lift next time you breathe in. Realign, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. All right, from your high plank, slowly with control, forearm plank, lower down, one arm at a time. Forearms parallel, palms face down, elbows underneath your shoulders. Back of your neck is long, draw your belly button in and up. Think of pushing the ground away with your forearms. Perfect place to stay. Stay here if you want. Otherwise, left forearm stays rooted. Roll onto the baby toe edge of your left foot. Take your right arm to the sky. So forearm side plank. Lift through your left side abdominals, those oblique muscles. Option to reach your right arm past the top edge of your mat. Maybe float your right leg up. So stay strong and stable by connecting to your center. Stay where you're at, or option to turn it into a forearm wild thing. So press down through your left forearm, rotate your heart to look up. 2 more rounds, your fullest expression. Make sure you're not sinking into your left shoulder, so keep pushing down through the belly of your left forearm. One last big inhale. Exhale, everybody meet back in your forearm plank. And then left hand to the ground, push up. Right hand to the ground, high plank. Big inhale here. Exhale, slowly lower down. All right, Spider-Man Cobra again. So hands come out wide, lift to your fingertips, elbows face the sky, chest lifts up. So you don't have to lift super high. You want to keep a little tone in your low belly. Left leg will stay extended. Right knee bends. Press into your right fingertips. Roll onto the outside of your left hip. So now think of that scorpion tail with your right leg. Let your left shoulder move closer to the ground. Kind of dip it down. And then if you want to take it deeper, think of scooting your right tiptoes up towards your left hand. Keep that tone in your belly. Make sure you can breathe. Take a couple more rounds. Left shoulder towards the ground. Press down through your right fingertips. One more inhale. And exhale, come back to center. Release, let it go. Hands frame your mid-ribs. Press up to hands and knees, tabletop position. Okie doke. So take a moment, find strength and stability in your tabletop. Spread your fingers, push down through your hands. Draw belly button in and up, lengthen through the back of your neck. And then when you're ready, left arm goes forward and right leg extends back this time. So take a moment just to find balance here. Stay connected to your center. So you don't want to feel like your belly let go. Keep drawing navel to spine. Now, left hand to your left hip. And think of, I like to take my fingers to the inside of my hip, kind of where my hip creases, and then roll that skin out and push it back. So as I do that, automatically my upper body kind of twists to the left. Work that twist. So twist your upper body to the left and eventually left arm to the sky. So think of this as a revolved half moon, but you're on your hands and your knees. Back leg strong. It's really hard to keep that back leg strong. Press with your back foot. Twist from your center one more round. Now bend your right knee, reach back, grab hold of your right foot, hug in with your inner thighs, square your shoulders forward, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. So heart lifts, gaze forward. Inner thighs squeeze, so try as much as you can not to let your right knee shoot out to the right. Spread your toes as you hold your foot in your hand. 2 more rounds, fullest expression. Big, deep, spacious breaths. End of your next exhale, inhale, re-extend. So let go, re-extend, spinal balance. And exhale, set your hand and your knee down. All right, this time take your right leg out to the right for that half wide-legged straddle. I'm too close to the wall, so I'm going to kind of scoot off my mat. So right leg extends out to the right, toes face forward. And then left arm reaches out to the left, all the way up to the sky. So as much as you can, open up, big inhale. Exhale, thread your left arm underneath you. So reach, reach, reach like you want to grab hold of your right big toe. And that is an option. You're welcome to wrap peace fingers around your right big toe, find a bind there, or wherever you want to take it. Big, deep breaths. Your pose, your expression, feel into it. Maybe even close your eyes. See if you can feel more from the inside of your body. Just pure sensation, pure energy, pure awareness. And take this time. This pose is just slightly more restful. It depends on what variation you're taking. But if you can, take this time to slow down your breath, to make it bigger, more spacious, maybe even smoother. And 2 or 3 more rounds here. Good job, my friends. If you do have your right hand lifted, bring it back to the ground. Next time you inhale, unthread your left arm, reach it all the way up, gaze up. You might take an extra breath here. Really allow the left side of your chest to open. And then left hand comes down, right knee comes down. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. So take a moment. Gonna move your hips, walk out your dog. Notice right side versus left side. Notice your shoulders, hips, legs. So I love feeling into my down dog throughout practice because each time it does feel a little bit different. It's the same pose, but after we've stretched out in different ways, it feels different. So tune into that. There is so much we can pay attention to, so much we can notice if we really tune in. All right, from your dog pose, next inhalation, left leg to the sky. So push down through your hands, push up with your left foot. Notice your right leg, so don't forget about your right leg. If it got lazy, lift to the ball of your right foot, lift your right butt cheek up higher, and then think of that rope pulling up and back on your belly button. See if you can make your left leg straighter, stronger, more powerful. One more inhale. Exhale, left knee, right elbow, or as close as you can come. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Take it back up. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, or as high as you can get. Option to add your little push-up if you want. Just make sure your butt doesn't drop down. Inhale, three-legged dog. Take it back up. And then last one, scoop out your belly, knee to your nose. Softly, left foot steps through. So low lunge position, front knee over front ankle, right hand on the ground, a block, a book, a water bottle if you're using some sort of prop, and then left arm to the sky for your twist. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Yeah, good job. Back leg strong and powerful. So rather than sinking into your hips, which I know is easier, try to keep your legs strong, your hips square. Twist from your center. Reach up like you want to touch the ceiling with your left hand. You can use your right hand against the ground as leverage. Take 2 more breaths. Left knee towards your right armpit. Left hip pulls back energetically. Use your last exhale to twist, twist, twist. End of your exhale, unwind. Hands come down, so left hand to the inside of your left foot. Walk your left foot out to the left side of your mat, the width of your mat. Bring your back knee down nice and gently. If you need extra cushion, you're welcome to use it. And then same options on this side. So if you want to stick with just that simple hip opener, awesome pose, and it's a lot of sensation. You'll get a really nice stretch. So feel free to just start to lower your upper body towards the ground. Make sure you don't lean over to the right and collapse the pose. So as soon as you lean to the right, really there's not much going on. So you're pushing your weight to the left. Option 2, right hand stays down, left arm reaches up again, and then this time, left arm reaches back. Stay here, or final option, bend your right knee, grab hold of your right foot. Pinky toe edge is my personal preference. And then from here, right hand walks forward a bit. Roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. And then kick right foot into hand. Pull hand back into foot. Heart opens up to look at the sky. Cat grabs its tail. If you want more from here, you can even come down to your right forearm. So your fullest expression, about 3 more deep breaths. Allow your heart to open. Allow your left shoulder to open if you're taking cat grabs its tail. Spread your right toes as you hold your foot in your hand. Create that line of tension by kicking your foot into your hand, pulling your hand back into your foot. So we want muscle energy, we want integrity, not just sinking into the posture. Last big, huge breath. Maybe let's take 2. I feel like we held the other side a little bit longer. Soften your face, unclench your jaw. Nice work, my friends. End of your next exhale, let it go. So unwind, both hands to the ground. Walk your left foot back to midline, so you're framing it. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. And then just nice and easy, step your back foot forward, forward fold. Okay, so this time, you're gonna bring your left tip toes to the back of your right heel. So stand on your tightrope again. Left tip toes, back of your right heel. Root down especially through your left foot, your back foot. And then when you're ready, start to crawl your hands over to the right as far as you can. So once you kind of feel that stopping point, that's your edge, stay there and breathe into it. Gently pull your left hip back and try to stay rooted as much as you're able to into the inner edge of your left foot. Relax your neck, breathe up your left side, breathe down the backs of your legs, especially your left leg. And if this feels like way too much, then I highly encourage a block or some books or anything underneath your hands. Think of just bringing the ground closer to you. Take about 2 more rounds. Left hip gently pulls back. Maybe you walk your hands a little bit further to the right. Breathe down the back of your left leg. Stay rooted through the inner edge of your left foot. Soften your face. Nice job. End of your next exhale. Keep your feet how they are, but just walk your hands back to center. So still standing on your balance beam. Here's your little balance challenge. Inhale to a halfway lift. Squeeze your inner thighs. Stick your butt out behind you. Exhale, fold. Now press into your feet. Squeeze your inner thighs. Lead with your heart. Rise all the way up to stand. Woo! Inhale, arms reach. Good job. Exhale, hands to your heart. Left foot steps up next to right. So back to your mountain pose. Samastitihi. Okay, inhale, high mountain, stretch it out. And this time, let's add a little baby back bend. So exhale, cactus your arms, lift your heart. Inhale, arms to the sky, realign. Exhale, take it all the way down. So we'll skip our chair pose, just dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. All right, now listen, exhale, fold. Keep your right foot where it is at. Step your left foot to the back of your yoga mat. Okay, so you're in a low lunge position. Just like we've been doing, left hand stays down, right arm reaches up. You're in your revolved lunge. From here, we're gonna move into a revolved half moon. So, you can use a block under your left hand if you want. Start to crawl your left hand forward, float your back leg up. Keep squeezing through your inner thighs, twisting from your center. Good job, you guys. Squeeze, 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 twist, twist, twist. Reach up like you want to touch the ceiling. Now, stay here if you want. Otherwise, bend your left knee. Reach back with your right hand. Grab hold of your left foot. And then once you've got that, kick foot into hand. Pull hand back into foot. Possibly lift your left hand up. Square your shoulders forward. Whee! Twisted dancer pose. So I've got all sorts of help. I've got my fridge in front of me, my wall on the side of me. And if you didn't get into this in one beautiful, graceful movement, welcome to the club. So if you're with me, awesome. If not, no big deal. Your fullest expression wherever you're at. Hugging with your inner thighs. If you're in twisted dancer, slowly left hand comes back down. Release your left leg. Everybody revolved half moon and then let it go. Hands to the ground, left foot to the back of your mat. Back to your low lunge. That was some crazy shit. All right, from your low lunge, three-legged down dog. So take your right leg all the way back and up. This time, open up your right hip, bend your right knee. Should feel nice. Stay here if you want, or option to flip it. Right tiptoes come down behind you. Right arm lifts and reaches forward. Lift your heart, lift your hips. Breathe down into your belly. Open up. One last big, huge breath in your back bend. And then everybody, let's meet in a regular down dog. So both feet on the ground, both hands on the ground. Next time you breathe in, come forward to a high plank position. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, just child's pose. So hips to your heels, forehead to your mat. If you'd rather take seated meditation, hero's pose, please feel free. So take a moment. That was lots of hard work. Take a moment to slow down. Deepen your breath. Send your breath down into your low back. Reconnect to your deepest part, your very center. Exhale out your mouth at any time. Last couple of breaths.
And then we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Great big inhale into your dog pose. Exhale, gaze forward, step, tiptoe, or hop forward, full top of your yoga mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold, bow in. Root through your feet. We're gonna rise one last time all the way up. Inhale, stretch tall, open up through the fronts of your hips. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, re-extend, arms up. One more standing back bend. Exhale, cactus your arms, lift and open. Low abdominals stay strong to support your low back. Inhale, re-extend, realign. Exhale, traction out your spine as you take it all the way down. Nice and easy. Halfway lift, breathe in. And exhale, fold. Now, this time, left foot's gonna stay where it's at. Right foot steps all the way back. So you're in your low lunge again. Here comes the fun part. You guys are so excited, I know. Right hand down, left arm to the sky. Twist, revolve, lunge. So take a moment, find the stability through your center and through your legs. So feel that connection to your core. Squeeze through your inner thighs. And if you're using a block, feel free to take it with you. Start to crawl your right hand forward, float your back leg up, revolved half moon. So we did this already on our hands and our knees. Now you're just balancing on one foot. No big deal. Squeeze your inner thighs, back leg strong. Reach up like you want to touch the ceiling. Perfect place to stay. You're welcome to stay here. If you want to take it to that one step further, which seems like 10 steps further because it's so hard, bend your right knee, reach back, grab hold of your right foot. So you can kind of curl in to get hold of your foot. Then once you have it, start to kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot, square your shoulders forward, squeeze your inner thighs. Maybe you bring your right hand to your left thigh first, and then eventually see if you can lift your right arm forward and up. Twisted dancer. This side went a little bit better for me. Squeeze your inner thighs, lift your heart, spread your toes. Wherever you're at, couple more rounds. Fullest expression. So hard, I know. End of your exhale. If you're in twisted dancer, right hand comes back down, extend your right leg back, and then everybody, right foot to the back of your mat, so low lunge. Frame your left foot with your hands. We did it, you guys. Three-legged dog, left leg back and up. Open up your left hip, bend your left knee. That feels nice. Stay here. This is wonderful. Feels super good. It's a nice stretch. Or option to flip it. So left tip toes come down behind you. Left arm lifts and reaches forward. Reach your heart forward, pressure your hips up. Breathe into your low belly, back muscles squeeze around your spine. If you're in the back bend, one more huge breath. And then let's meet back, everybody. Regular downward facing dog. Walk it out. Inhale, rock forward, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, child's pose, sit back. And again, if you want to take hero's pose, seated meditation instead, feel free. So give yourself a moment, slow down. Reconnect. Soften your face. If you want, couple exhales out your mouth. Okay, my friends, let's meet on hands and knees. And then from hands and knees, just find your way into a seat with your legs facing towards the front of your mat. So I'm going to turn to face towards the side just so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. We're going to take our hip opener in a seat today, and I'm going to give you a few different options, so you choose what works best. First option is left leg straight, outer right ankle to the top of your left thigh. You can either sit up nice and tall, or leading with your heart, work with folding forward. Think of sticking your butt out behind you. You can also bend your bottom leg, so left foot on the ground with your knee bent, outer right ankle, top of your left thigh, hands behind you. Think of lifting your heart up, rolling your shoulders back. The closer you get your heel to your butt, the closer you get your legs to your chest, the deeper you will go. So those are two options. Next option, double pigeon fire log pose. So outer right ankle, so right shin is parallel to the top edge of your mat. Left shin is parallel to the top edge of your mat. Then you're going to take your outer right ankle, set it right on top of your knee. So I don't want your foot inside your calf. I want your ankle up on your knee. So sometimes to get there, you have to kind of lean back. If you want to, you can bring a blanket or a bolster underneath your sit bones. Sit up nice and tall, flex your toes. Stay here, or if your knee is level with your hips, then you can work with folding forward. So this is your final option, double pigeon fire log pose. And then all of those postures, all of those variations, make sure your feet are flexed and active. So what that does is it locks all the tendons and ligaments in place so you don't pull on those tendons and ligaments around your knee or your ankle. If you're in a folded version, you're folding forward, really think of sticking your butt out behind you, especially your right butt cheek. Breathe down into your low back, breathe down into your hips. Soften your face, unclench your jaw. And let go of your practice up to this point. So whatever happened in your practice earlier, just let it go. Be right here. Feel into your hips, send your breath there. Take about 4 more rounds. If you're one of those people that has just naturally really open hips, then here's my invitation for you. If your hips are really open, then I am assuming you chose double pigeon. Rather than just folding into it and relaxing into it, take your hands to the soles of your feet, push your hands into your feet, and then push your feet back into your hands. So what you're doing is stabilizing, creating more muscle energy. So if you are somebody that just naturally is really flexible, it's really easy to get into these deep poses, then your practice is more stability, not flexibility. You already have the flexibility. So you want to work your stability, push your hands into your feet, feet back into your hands. Breathe. Last couple breaths here. Exhale out your mouth if you'd like. Nice job, my friends. If you are folded forward, end of your next exhale, roll it up 1 vertebra at a time, ever so slowly. Head is the very last thing to lift. Good. All right, everybody, lean back. So hands behind you, uncross your legs, give your legs a nice little shake out. Before we take the other side, we'll take reverse tabletop. So feet on the ground with your knees bent,
Heels underneath your knees, all 10 toes face forward, feet hips width distance apart. Hands behind you, spin your fingers in to face towards your hips, spread your fingers wide, press down especially into thumbs and index fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down, lift your heart. Imagine the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, squeeze them towards your spine. If you want, you can stay right here. Otherwise, without letting your shoulders roll forward, press into your hands and your feet, lift your hips up, hug in with your inner thighs, keep your shoulders back and down. Rather than letting your head just collapse back, think of extending back, so a little bit of strength through the sides of your neck. Press down into thumbs and index, hug in with your inner thighs, lift, 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 one more breath. And end of your exhale, let it go. And let's take our hip opener on the other side. So left on top this time, or if you did left on top last time, just make sure you do the other side. So same options. Bottom leg straight, bottom knee bent, or double pigeon. Make sure, again, that your outer ankle is on your inner knee, not your inner shin or calf. So as soon as you go to your inner shin or calf, it's a whole different pose. It doesn't seem like a big deal. You're not getting that same opening. So flex your toes, feet are flexed, shins are stacked. And if it looks something like this, if your knee is all the way up here, then this is where you stay. Try to sit up tall. If your knee is level with your hip, then think of sticking your butt out behind you, lead with your heart, dive forward and down. And again, if you're one of those people that just naturally, your hips are really open, you don't feel a lot here, then your practice is stability. So take your hands, push them into the soles of your feet. At the same time, push your feet back into your hands. And you guys can all try that if you want to, just kind of see how it feels. This is one of my biggest kind of soapboxes of yoga. Is a lot of people think yoga is just about flexibility. It's just about getting into the deepest pose you can. I disagree. I think yoga is about finding that balance of effort and ease, stability with mobility. So we all have our imbalances. We all have what comes easier for us, what is a little harder for us. So start to notice yours. And then use your practice to become more balanced. So if you're super flexible, try working on your stability. If you're super strong and stable, and that's kind of the side that I err on, I'm a little more strong than I am flexible, and work your flexibility, your mobility, maybe a little bit of both. For a lot of men, not all men, but a lot of men, they're really strong, they're really stable. But the flexibility is where they have a harder time. So what does your body need more of? Feel into that and go there. If you're folding forward, butt is sticking out behind you. Breathe down into your low back, breathe down into your hips, about 4 or 5 more rounds. Soften your face, unclench your jaw, soften your forehead. Last couple breaths, really send those breaths down into your hips. Take one final round, your biggest breath of your entire practice. And then nice and easy, roll it up one vertebra at a time. Head is the very last thing to lift. Good job. And then lean back Hands to the ground behind you. Uncross your legs. Give them that nice little shake out. We're almost there, you guys, I promise. All right, so you have one more reverse tabletop like we did before, or if you want a little more intensity this time, straighten your legs, zip your legs together like you have one big mermaid tail, and then we'll take reverse plank instead. So hands behind you, fingers face towards your hips, spread them wide, roll your shoulders back and down, bottom tips of shoulder blades squeeze. When you're ready, press into your hands and your feet, lift your hips, don't let your shoulders roll forward. If you want to, you can take your head back, but extend back rather than just collapsing. Press down into thumbs and index fingers, shoulders back and down. Squeeze with your inner thighs, lift, lift, lift. One last breath. End of your exhale, let it go. Take it all the way down to your back. Right back where we started, knees towards your belly, gently rock it out. All right, set your feet on the ground with your knees bent. Bring your feet mat width distance apart, so nice and wide. Tee out your arms or cactus your arms. Take a big inhale and exhale. Just let both of your knees fall to the right. Go back and forth from side to side with your own breath, windshield wiper pose. Side to side, slow and steady, just like a moving meditation. So imagine you did windshield wiper pose for 30 minutes straight. That's all you did. Could you find enough to keep your attention here? Could you find enough to notice? So notice the mobility through your hips, the feeling in your low back, the ground holding you, supporting you. Notice your breath. Fully present, fully aware. Next time your knees fall to the right, keep them there. We'll take about 3 breaths on this side, 3 to 5. So if you want to bring your outer right foot to the outside of your left knee for a little bit more, feel free. Otherwise, you can stay as you are. Gaze up or over your left shoulder. And if you're like me and your left ribs want to lift way up, think of pressing the back of your left ribs down towards the ground. So they don't have to, back of your left ribs don't have to touch the ground, but at least create that action. That's your intention. And then whenever you're ready, no rush, but eventually just switch to the other side. So as you switch to the other side, knees over to the left, make sure your feet are still wide. So widening your feet opens up your low back. So as you twist, you're creating space in your low back. If you want to take the outer edge of your left foot to the outside of your right knee, go for it. And then again, create that action of pressing the back of your right ribs down. So if they don't touch, it's not a big deal, but you just want to mitigate your right ribs lifting way up. Think of a little tone in your belly even here. You guys are awesome. Good work. So I'll leave it up to you. You can stay here as long as you want. When you feel pretty even on both sides, bring your knees back to center. Keep your feet nice and wide and just let your knees fall in towards each other. So deep inner spiral of your inner thighs, that inner rotation of your femur bones and the hip socket. So this is again just opening up your low back, your pelvic bowl. Send your breath down into that area. For some people, this is going to feel really natural. For others, if you're like me and you're
tendency is to walk with your toes wider than your heels, kind of duck-footed. This feels super awkward, super unnatural, but it's a great way to balance that out. So I used to walk really, really duck-footed, and now I just walk a little bit duck-footed. Yoga's helped me a lot. You can stay here resting as long as you'd like. Sometimes I like to hold this pose for like 5 to 10 minutes and just feel what happens as I kind of settle more and more. If you want to explore any finishing poses, a happy baby, maybe one last inversion, maybe one last hip opener. So if you want to reverse it, bring your feet together, let your knees open. That's an option. Anywhere else you would like to go to finish off your practice? And as you eventually start making your way into your final relaxation, I have a reading for you guys. And of course, it's by Jeff Foster. It's a little longer, so you can keep moving if you want to as I read, or you can just settle into your Shavasana and take it in as you rest. It's called I Am Love. You never fall in love with another person. The other person is only a catalyst and a messenger. You fall in love with life itself and her staggering possibilities. You sink more deeply into your own sweet presence, the unchanging vastness at the core of your being, and you credit the other person, or you blame them when you disconnect. But it's all you, and all for you, and for your healing, and theirs too, and the salvation of the world. It is a rediscovery of who you truly are, beyond the mask, behind the carefully constructed facades, the infinitely creative defenses designed for only one reason: to win you love, or prevent you from losing it, as if love were ever something you could win or lose. And so you simply fall into love, into your nature, your heart, which is their heart, for there is no separation in the vastness, no double vastness, but only one. There is no need to leave yourself to know what you are looking for. You are the one, never a seeker of love, but its source and destination and reason, and you can move and have your being in the world as that. And you can shine like the sun, and sometimes others will shine with you, or they will not shine. They will seek your shining or fear it. Yet you will keep shining anyway, for you are in love with the shining itself. To know love is to know that love can never be found, for it shines in the looking, the finding, the losing, in the strength of the shining, even in the stillness of the night. As Freud realized, you cannot love what you desire, and you cannot desire what you love. For love is always closer, more intimate, at less of a distance than desire, unable to objectify or itself be objectified. The sun has given her light freely for billions of years, delighting in the life she brings to all beings. A joyful warrior of love. She is in relationship, first and foremost, with her own shining. So for these last few moments, you guys, just feel into yourself, into your shining, into the love that you are made of, that is always there. It's always within you. Sometimes we need others to help reflect it back to us, but it truly is just who you are deep down inside, underneath all those layers. So I will leave you here, and you guys rest in your Shavasana for as long as you'd like, 30 seconds, 10 minutes. Just take your time, and when you're ready, you can rise and seal your practice in a way that resonates for you. So thank you guys so much for being here. I love teaching you. I love that I get to see your faces just even for a second. So have the best rest of your day, and thank you for taking time to do your work on your mat this morning. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. You're shining. Namaste.